Hello YouTube. I'm gonna start my own YouTube channel apparently. My plan is to just record all my workout sessions since I've got nothing else better to do. Figured why not start off with leg day since that's what everybody skips. Expectations low, please. Just to give you an idea, we got a rubber band holding my phone onto a tripod. A wondrous lighting setup. Jesus, it's like heaven. And yeah, the camera placement is not going to be the best, but I'm not investing until I see some return. Okay, I'm not going crazy with a lighting rig and shit like that. We're just gonna give you the raw, unedited, everything I do when I work out. Unedited, not because I'm lazy, but because I want to give you guys the full director's cut. Everything I do, no bullshit. So first things first, every day, stretch out. I like to start off with splits. Just go as low as you can go. And just stretch out so you don't have to worry about pulling a muscle or something once you got actual weight on your ass. No set amount of time or anything for each stretch, just going by feel and just focusing on loosening up before we start hitting the weights. Now stretch out your ass muscles, leaning over, touching the floor. That stretches out the hamstrings a little bit. Now stretch out the quads. Grab your foot, pull it behind you. If you have the balance. Jesus. Where's my bar? There it is. Again, just focusing on stretching out that quad so that way when we do our squats and whatnot, don't pull a muscle. I can get nice and deep in the stretch because we stretched it out before. I feel like a lot of people don't like to stretch because they just want to get straight into lifting the weights. But you can have such a better weightlifting session if you stretch everything out beforehand. Do another hamstring stretch just because I still feel pretty tight. And again, you don't have to go crazy. Again, we're just getting a moderate blood flow going. I'm not worried about killing them and going maximum stretch. Just enough to loosen up so I don't injure anything. Make sure everything's loose. And then, before every workout, I always like to do at least one exercise of body weight just to warm up. Today's leg day, so quick set of body weight squats. Again, no number in mind, just getting some blood flow going before we actually start putting weight on ourselves. I always think it's great to start off with a body weight lift. Like if it's push day, do some push-ups. If it's back day, do some pull-ups. Leg day, squats. Just so you get that movement down. Make sure you got no impingement or anything like that in any of your joints. And it just keeps everything nice and lubed up. Pause. And it's a good warm-up. It's safe warm-up. No idea how many I did, but I'm not worried about that. Just worried about getting warmed up and going by feel. That's one thing I would definitely say for anybody getting into working out. You gotta go by feel. Not all the specific numbers or anything like people say 6 to 12 reps, optimal, this and that. Go by feel. Everybody's different. I don't have that many weights. This is my little basement home gym. So what I do is I do a pyramid setup. Start off with very little weight to warm up. And then I just slowly, I go up by like 10 pounds each time until I have all the weights on there. And then I just rep out, since I don't have enough to actually go to a max weight. I just rep out with what I got. And I think even if you have access to a bunch of weights, that's a good way to work out, is something that you know you can safely lift for a couple, like 30 reps. You know, if you were going crazy, you could do 30 reps with that weight. Start there and then slowly just ramp up and just keep going. If you do that, I feel like it's pretty hard to, I mean, again, it's not impossible. You can easily injure yourself, but it just makes it that much easier to not injure yourself if you're slowly ramping up the weights. It prevents you from ego lifting too, because you're already pretty exhausted. Keeps you in check if you do that. If you notice, my form might be a little bit off. These are home gym weights. They're not the nice expensive ones. We know for a fact 145 is a little less than 45. So every time I work out, when I'm done with leg day, I swap the plates around so that way the tension's on the other leg. Again, not ideal at all. Probably not safe, but it's what I got. It's what I'm gonna work with. I'm not gonna stop squatting just because my weights are uneven. You just suck it up. Another thing, I always start off, no belt. Always get a few sets in just naked. Not fully naked, just without the belt, all right? Don't go getting crazy now. Just first few sets, like as you're warming up, no belt, and then put the belt on later. Once your lower back starts to get real tight, then I put the belt on. But I want to make sure I still have some core strength to at least do a little bit of weight without any extra support. Another thing too, on my first couple of sets, I go all the way down and get as deep a stretch as possible, all the way down till your hamstrings are touching your calves. Full stretch on the first couple sets while I got the nice, more manageable weight. And then on the heavier sets, depending on the day, you know, if you start getting the knee pain right here, right underneath your kneecap. Once I get that, if I do get that, I ease up. I don't go as deep into a stretch because that little piece, that little connection point takes a while to recover if you kill it. And I've noticed that doing deep squats every single set really kills that thing, and it makes the recovery process a lot longer, at least for me. And again, these first couple sets, we're just warming up. So I'm not actually repping out as much as I could do with each weight. Just getting that blood flow in there so I can keep safely going up. And if I did sleep wrong on one side or whatever and I got a pinched nerve, I feel it and find out about it ahead of time with the lighter weight. Instead of having like 300 pounds on my back, find out, oh, I got that pinched, that terrible pinched hip nerve, that little lightning bolt that you get when you go to bend over. I'd rather find out about that when I have, you know, less than 200 pounds on my back. Almost forgot you guys were there. Another thing is too, I don't go heavy with the weights because I'm the only one here right now. The last thing I want is to get stuck, miss the safeties, or even, you know, pass out, fall backwards, freaking crunch my neck on the bar. So I go with a challenging but manageable weight for safety, since nobody else is here to save my ass. And I'm comfortable going with a lower weight. I'm not worried about it because I still have other lifts that are going to target the same muscles. Because the squats are great because that really pulls in everything. That's why I love starting with it. You fully warm up almost every part of your legs. You know, there's some calf involved. There's a lot of quad involved, hamstring involved, glute involved. That's why I love starting with squats. And people who don't do squats, you're missing out on so much. You know, you don't have to go crazy heavy. Just do some squats with some challenging weight. Game changer. And also, I'm a big fan of take as much break time as you need between each set, you know. Some people talk about with the high intensity training or whatever, like a max of 30 seconds. I tried HIIT training. It doesn't work as good for me as just taking as much time as I need so I can go as far as I can with the next set, having as much stamina as possible. But again, everybody's different. So some people might see way better results with HIIT training. Me, I just like doing this a lot more. Taking my time, catching my breath. I even talked about it, but I still forgot to even out the weights with the 5-pound plate. Again, not the safest setup, but I gotta hit squats, man. They're too good to pass up. I don't care if the weights are lopsided. I'll compensate with my legs. Another thing I want to say about squats, it's a real quality over quantity exercise. I'm not worried about any numbers in terms of reps, hitting a certain number, as much as I'm worried about each rep getting that full stretch as much as I can, getting my ass as close to the floor as possible to really get that stretch on the quadricep. You know, I see a lot of people doing the half squats in the gym with tons of weight, larping out with it. They'd be on their ass if they actually went all the way down, literally and figuratively. There's nothing like the deep stretch at the bottom of a squat. And I guarantee you can probably do half or a quarter if you did a full rep each time instead of the little half reps with all this extra loaded weight. Because if you're like me, I'm into bodybuilding and not as much into powerlifting, so I'm not worried about the weights or the amount of reps. I just want to stimulate growth. So don't worry about how much you got on the bar. You know, people have all sorts of different strengths. Don't worry about your weight if you're into bodybuilding. Worry about the feeling. You got to build that mind muscle connection. Really means a lot. I do everything by feeling. There's no set number in my mind or anything like that. I'm not worried about strength. The mirror. The mirror will show you all the progress that you've made. And that's all you got to worry about. For me, this is just starting to get into the a little bit heavier weights. Whatever that is, like, is that even 2 something yet? I don't know, I'm not gonna count. It's a safety squat bar, so it weighs a little more too, so I don't know how much that thing weighs, like 50 or 60 pounds compared to a normal bar. But since my back's starting to, I haven't killed my back yet, but it's starting to get tight, but I still got a couple sets left to go. So I'm gonna belt up so I can go the full distance. Another thing with the belt, don't go full like suck in your gut and then get it as tight as possible. Just, you know, wherever you're relaxed at, tighten the belt up to that point. You know, I can still easily get a finger or a couple of my whole hand even in the belt. I'm not trying to get it super tight. I just need a little bit of extra support so I don't run out of back strength before I can kill my legs. Another thing too, always make sure you're getting plenty of liquids. Don't want to start cramping up in the middle of it. Oh shit. Not sponsored or anything. How could we? We just started. These things, I love these things. It might be placebo or whatever. Maybe I've changed something else recently when I started drinking these, but I feel like I cramp quite a bit less. At least like after the workout, after I'm already done. I still cramp like crazy, but I feel like it's a little bit less with whatever electrolytes and shit they got in here. And do not be afraid to chug your water, man. Better to stay hydrated and have to take a quick little break to go piss than to start cramping up and ruin the whole workout. Got my no copyright sounds going on the sound system. Another thing too, when I'm warming up with these weights, I'm not going to max on each weight because I still want to get close to whatever my heaviest weight I can get on there. So I'm not actually fully repping out. I'm just getting to the point where it starts to get tight. I know the next rep is going to be a fight. I'm going to stop there so I can get to my heaviest weight. And then after I rep out, maybe 1 or 2 sets with the max weight, do a drop set or 2. And then on those drop sets, I'm worried about, yeah, I'm going to kill it. Go as much as possible until I got to, you know, pull my arms into it and turn it into a pull-up to get the weight off. But the first couple of sets, we're just trying to warm up to that heavier weight.
In a world of this or that, Potbelly's Pick Your Pair gives you the power of and soup and sandwich.
And like now that I'm getting into the slightly heavier weights, excuse me, starting to get a little bit of that just below the knee tightness, not so much pain yet. So now I start doing like the just to a 90 degree with my knee, not all the way down till ass touches calf, just a 90 degree angle. Because again, I don't want to destroy that little tendon or whatever that is, ligament maybe, I don't know. I don't want to destroy that because that takes a long time. I've found it takes a long time to recover that. And again, I'm not worried about it because I got other exercises that I'm gonna hit to completely destroy the whole leg. So don't worry about going crazy heavy weight or a crazy amount of reps or sets with squats. We're just warming up, if you're even following this video. Just using it to warm up so that way I can target each thing individually later on. Another thing I should probably say though is don't go babying your legs. You gotta put some effort in. You gotta kill them. Like right now, my right ass cheek it's trying to clamp down. So I'm still, I'm taking it to a hardcore point, but I'm not going to failure yet. That's the main thing. But you can't just like go until you got a light sweat, You still gotta hit it. And it's gonna hurt still. You just gotta suck it up. The main thing is constantly shifting around so you don't get that, for me, that quad, when that quad just clamps down on your knee and then you're sitting there worried about standing up straight because as soon as you go to stand all the way up, it just bites down. You're like, oh, fuck. Oh. Another thing, chug water. so that way that doesn't happen. But you just gotta be prepared regardless. No matter how much water you chug down, once you finish leg day and you gotta take that shower, you just gotta know it's gonna be painful. And you're not gonna be able to straighten out your legs. Another thing, if you can straighten out your legs and you leave leg day, go take a shower, you sit down for 30 minutes, and when you go to stand up, you don't cramp up immediately, you didn't do it right. You should realistically, if you sit anywhere for 30 minutes after leg day, if you go to stand up, you should be cramping up. Okay, that's the signal that it was a good leg day. If you're not fighting to get to the toilet, if you're going to sit down in the toilet and you're not cramping up, if your calf isn't spasming as you're trying to shit, that wasn't a good leg day. Now that I've made it weird, next set. I actually forgot this is all the weights that I have. So this next set, I'm gonna give myself a little bit of extra time, lock in, make sure I got all my breath back, because I want to try and rep out with this set. Again, not till full failure, just because I don't have anybody here to save my ass. But you learn, you know, at the beginning, play it safe, but as you start working out for a couple of years, you learn what the feeling is when you're about to fall over. And just take it just to that point where you know the next rep. If the next rep, you're not sure if you're gonna get it, and you're by yourself, then yeah, don't do it. If you got people around you though, go for it. I wish I could go for it, but again, nobody here. I don't wanna end up falling over and breaking my neck or something. Fucking pre-workout tried to come back out. Whew, I got the demons. Oh yeah. Ass cheek is wanting to clamp down. That's how you know you're doing it right though. Or it means you're not drinking enough liquids. A little bit of both. I'm not sure if it's picking up on camera, but I've been gifted with quite the genetically strong ass. So that's probably my most dominant feature at the moment. Not because I'm fat, but just because genetics. So if that's what you notice, yeah, I know. I'm not an idiot. It's pretty huge. But we're working on it, alright? It'll shrink, trust me. It'll become proportionate. We're just not. The proportions are a little Kardashian right now. But I'm working on it, alright? We're gonna increase the cardio because I've totally been doing cardio. And I've totally been on my diet. Not like I just had a full meat lovers pizza the other day or anything like that. Which, by the way, if you're a younger person, guy or girl watching this, because I don't know, you stumbled upon this while you're trying to get fit. Don't worry about the leaning out at the beginning, I'd say. Focus on whatever keeps you sane, whatever food you need to stay fit mentally. So that way you can build the muscle mass first. Focus on getting your protein. That's all I focus on right now, because I don't think I'm at a big enough point yet. You know, I still want to add some size to everything. I'm not happy with how much muscle mass I have right now, so I'm not worried about leaning out. I'm worried about building the muscles first, and then once I have that, I'll reveal. That's the pre-workout trying to get out. Once I have that muscle mass built up, then I'll worry about cutting down the calories and everything to reveal what I've put on. If I haven't put on anything yet, there's no point. And I'm telling you this from experience. When I tried to lean out in high school, I got all the way up to about where I am now, 195, 200. And then I was like, this is a pretty hefty weight, you know, there's a lot extra here. I'm gonna try leaning out. No point in studying your progress if you're not actually, you know, that bulky. There was a lot of extra fat. I could have just slowly brought the diet into check, focusing on protein instead of, oh, I gotta cut down my carbs, I gotta measure this, measure my fat, this and that. I should have just added some cardio, tapered down on the amount of food. You know, I was having like Nutter Butters every day, whole pizzas all the time. Cut that out, just try and eat healthy. Not so much worrying about measuring every little thing, just getting the protein in and eating healthier and adding some cardio. That's good enough. Don't worry about getting full vascularity if you're just starting. Try and put that mass on first. That way you look that much better when you diet down. You actually have something to reveal. And again, that's different for everybody. If your goal is just to look a little bulky, but like more, whatever, like aesthetic or whatever they want to call it now, put on that size first and then diet down. Trying to do like doing lean gaining, you know, trying to stay lean and gain muscle and everything, it's way harder. Also think it's not as safe because you're depleted. You're intentionally depleting yourself and trying to gain muscle. Don't worry about it at the start. Worry about building that frame, and then you can reveal later on. Woo! My ass is on fire. Oh, that's what you want to do though. Whew. Another thing too, I keep kneeling down to talk to you guys since I don't really know what I'm doing. I don't have a microphone, but definitely try and walk around in between each set of squats. Helps a lot with cramping, at least for me. When you stand still, that's when the quads or hammies, depending on what's your weaker part, I guess, and depending on how you do the squat, what you're hitting more of. Those little fellas try and lock up on you and just clamp down. You gotta keep them moving so that doesn't happen. And you also gotta remember, as you get bigger, as the muscles grow, when they cramp, they're gonna hurt that much more. You got that much more strength and size getting angry at you, clamping down. So you're gonna be in a world of hurt the bigger you get. But that's the fun part. Don't let that discourage you. Forget what I said. You just gotta suck it up. Like now, I could probably get like maybe 2-3 reps with this weight again, but I'd much rather go down a few weights and rep out with a lighter weight so I can get that much further, kill the muscle that much more. Because I haven't fully killed it yet, but I'd much rather be safe and do a lighter weight. And again, you can also, I don't really do it as much with squats, but with any exercise, if you're really trying to take it to the max and you're by yourself, do some partials. Partials are a great way to kill it, as well as doing drop sets. Combine both of those, that's a great technique. I don't do it with squats, but you can if you want. If you trust your safeties enough and you trust yourself, once you can't get that last rep, just focus on partials. Another quick bit of advice. Start off with people work out in all different ways. And I've tried all the different, I've tried working out like all my favorite bodybuilders and whatnot. But the main thing is everybody got up on that stage, all those famous bodybuilders, they're all massive, but they all did it in completely different ways, Some of them might be really similar, like Mike Mentzer and Dorian Yates. You know, Dorian talks about how he basically followed Mike Mentzer's way of working out to the T, pretty much, like just modified it a little bit for him. But then you look at the way Ronnie Coleman works out versus him, and Kevin Levrone versus those guys, Arnold, all completely different ways of working out, because everybody's different, anatomically, genetically, all that stuff. Everybody's different, so you gotta, don't get stuck on like your favorite, don't get stuck on your favorite bodybuilder and what he says to do. Learn what you can, take the basics of what they're saying, but then you gotta modify it for yourself, for what works for you, because you're completely different from any of these bodybuilders that you watch. And of course, you know, the big thing, the PEDs change quite a bit. You know, they talk about working out 5 days a week or 6 days a week. If you're natural and you're not taking any of that stuff, you are not going to recover that quick. You're going to probably do more harm than good, or you're just not going to gain as much as you could if you took some more rest days so you could actually heal. Because again, this is destroying the muscle, sending the signal to the body that, hey, I need more. I'm going to keep ripping this apart until you give me more. And at nighttime, when you're asleep, that's when your body fixes everything and makes it bigger so you can do more next time you go down here. This is just putting in the work order, and then the work gets done at night. And again, if you can put in the work order, but if you don't have the materials, aka protein, you go to bed. If they don't have materials, they can't build. You gotta give your body the materials so it can actually build at night. That's why you gotta focus on those three things. Send in the signals when you're in here with the weights, getting enough sleep so all that work can be done to fix everything, and making sure throughout the day you've gotten all the material, all that protein, so the work can get done. That, you know, you can simplify it to just that. People want to make it all more complicated than it really is. You get those three things down, you'll see progress. That's another trick to destroy your muscle a little more efficiently or quickly. Every other rep, sit at the bottom of the rep. You get that nice longer time under tension, all the muscle is stretched out. That's a nice way to burn it out. And right there, my ass is tight, my quad is tight. Good enough on squats. I don't really want to go any lighter. I'd much rather move on to my quad extensions. know if I'm gonna have enough angle with this tripod to pick this up. We'll see. This is all very much amateur hour level of recording. Oh yeah, that's not gonna work. Whatever. Who's to say anybody's even gonna watch this? I like to start off, well actually I've been changing it up lately. I have been doing single leg, and I think that's great to kill it. But I've done that a few times already in the past couple weeks. I'm gonna load a lot more weight doing both legs. Because I think every once in a while you just gotta push your weights. That's one major thing I found recently. I was, for a while there, doing science-based, whatever you want to call it. Everybody's talking about that perfect science with the hypertrophy. Talking about you need 6 to 12 reps. That's like you gotta be within there if you want to achieve hypertrophy. Hypertrophy. I think that's how you say it. And I was doing that with chest. I do dumbbell press when I'm doing chest, and I was stuck at 80 pounds. I could only get like 4 max. And I was like, well, there's no point in me going any heavier if I can only do 4. They say that the perfect little hypertrophy range is 6 to 12. So I got to get to the point where I can do 6. And then my dad came down here while I was working out one time. And he was going to do chest as well when I was doing chest. And then he tells me to pull out the 85s, 90s, and 95s so he can do his chest workout. And I was like, oh damn, he's like, however old he is, he was alive during the 80s. And I was like, forever ago. I just dissed a whole ton of people in the audience. Just kidding, I don't have an audience yet. But yeah, I was like, I'm not gonna be beaten. I guess I gotta hit the 85s, 90s, 95s. And you know what? I've been stuck at 4 reps with the 80s. No problem hitting the 85s for the same amount of reps. And then the 90s for around 3 reps. And then I got 1 rep with the 95s. All that time wasted saying I was stuck because I couldn't do the 6 to 12 perfect hypertrophy range with the 80s. Do not let yourself get stuck, okay? It's all mental. Mind over matter. Every once in a while, even if you think you're stuck at this weight, try the next heaviest weight. One heavier dumbbell, or add a 10 to whatever lift you're doing. And make sure you got your safety set up. That's why I love dumbbells, because I don't have to worry about safeties, because it's not like chest press where you get stuck and you start choking yourself. Dumbbells, you get to the bottom of that rep and you get stuck, you just chuck them away, just dump them. That's why I think dumbbells are really superior for chest. I love them a lot more because of the safety, and also you can get that much deeper stretch because you're not worried about touching the bar to your chest. You don't have that option to rest at the bottom of a rep, especially if you got a big chest. You see a lot of power lifters, granted, they're working out for something completely different. They want strength and everything, but they get to rest at that bottom of that rep because they have this freaking barrel chest. Can't do that with dumbbells. I mean, I guess you could if you just destroyed your rep and made it look like some funny circus exercise, but for the most part, you can't cheat with dumbbells, and that's why I love them. Can't do as much weight, but that's because you can't cheat. Can't push the weight onto one side, your stronger side. You can't rest at the bottom of the rep. You gotta power through. But it's not chest day, it's leg day. What am I talking about? Another thing, I'm gonna say it again. Take your time, if you have the time. Take your time in between each set, each exercise. I found that's worked a lot better for me for building size. When I was trying to do the little hit or whatever they call it, you know, that high intensity stuff, only 30 seconds in between each set, max of rest time. That didn't work as good for me as taking my time so I can get those extra couple reps each set, because I actually let my stamina recover. That works way better for me. Again, try everything, you know. Don't just listen to me. Don't just listen to your favorite other bodybuilder. Take a little bit that you like from each person and then build your own little workout routine. That's what I've done, and that you got to figure out what works for you. And that applies to everything, you know. Everybody likes different exercises, different methods of working out. You know, rest times, you gotta figure out what kind of rest works from you. How much weight. Do you like doing 1 rep maxes every time? Or do you like doing much lower weight sets with just a crazy high amount of reps? Did I take off? I want to flip the bar like an idiot. I did take it off. You know, for some people, that whole 6 to 12 rep thing really works for them. You know, they've seen that's the best results they've had. For me, that just doesn't work for me. I started seeing way better results. Did I do this wrong? I'll just rep out. Doesn't matter. Yeah, that's good enough. Where's my other plate? This bench always tries to flip over on me when I got that much weight on the front end. Can you guys, I don't think you guys are even gonna be able to see it. Or maybe when I hit the top of the rep. Let's see. You guys see that? Okay, there we go. It's in view. Not the most ideal camera. Can I zoom this out? Do I have that? Nope. Okay. Professional production quality here, in case you couldn't tell. I don't know how much these little weights are. I think they're like 10 pounds. We got 4 of the little 10 pounders that are actually made for this bench, and then I just slap on a 35, 45, and a 25. Quickly rep out. If you're modifying this workout routine to yourself and you didn't start out with squats, do not go with a heavier weight on quads to start, you know, doing much lighter weight. Rep out first, so that way you got some blood flow going and you got your good form down with the lighter, safer weight. Last thing you want is to rip a quad or something doing some dumbass ego lifting. And I realize I've been talking a lot. I don't want to claim, you know, to be an actual bodybuilder or this and that. I'm just a dude who likes bodybuilding, and I've been doing it for a while. And I'm getting near to a point where I'm starting to get happy with my physique. Still want to put on a lot more size. But I'm just a dude who for the past couple of years has been experimenting, trying all the different methods out there and figuring out what works for me. And I'm at a pretty happy point in terms of my workout routine where I wanted to share it, tell you what works for me as an amateur natural bodybuilder. Again, I'm just a guy who likes bodybuilding. I don't claim to be a bodybuilder because my proportions are not there for bodybuilding. I got these tiny ass calves and this fat ass, so I'm not going to claim to be any sort of bodybuilder. But I got some decent size finally. My chest is starting to grow. My legs, or at least the upper half, is pretty decent size now. And I've pretty much got my own workouts down to a pretty good science that works for me, so I figured I'd start sharing these. And I'm doing it anyway, so I just figured I'd put a camera there, film the whole thing. It makes it go by that much easier, I guess, talking to people as well, even if nobody's listening. And ideally I get to help some people out. Maybe we actually build a community here. People start watching this. We can start doing, people ask questions, other people in the comments give their input. I can give my input. If you're just starting out, you can watch this, get a basic idea of framework or whatever. And ideally just help some people get jacked. Ideally natural people, because if you're taking PEDs and everything, you're probably way above me. So this is mainly for the people who are struggling, because I'm not exactly huge or anything, or bodybuilder level. Another thing too, kind of made me think of it as I'm doing these, and I'm doing a little bit. It's not the most strict form each rep, and I wouldn't be, with almost every exercise, strict form as I'm warming up. But then as you get into the heavier weights, if it's one of those days where you're pushing yourself, if you're doing bicep curls, don't be afraid to cheat a little bit. I see a lot of bodybuilders, I watch their old videos, like in the golden era or whatever you want to call it. Now, in their older age, they talk about, perfect form, strict form for everything, like for curls, they preach about using the machine or using that weird tool where it keeps your elbows out. I forget what they call that. And they talk about, you need perfect form to really hit the whole muscle and everything. But then you watch their golden era videos when there's no talking. They don't want to be bothered. It's just whatever company filming them. And they're sitting there with the worst reps imaginable. But what are they doing? They're just getting that heavy weight on, okay? I think that just pushing yourself every once in a while and just hitting that heavy weight however you can, within reason, not going crazy, like chucking it, but, keep it within reason. Nothing sparks growth like just heavy weight. They all want to talk about their perfect form and how you got to have the controlled rep, and on the way down it's got to be controlled, and then you explode up and this and that. Sometimes you just got to get that weight up however you can, a little swing to get it up. And as long as it's a heavy ass weight, it's going to do some damage and spark some growth. It doesn't have to be this perfect controlled rep every time. Push yourself. Now, not every session. I don't think every single session you should be swinging for the fences with the heaviest weight for your bicep curl. Just every once in a while, test the waters with a dumbbell you don't normally pick up. See how many you can do like that. And then next time, go back to the normal. You know, let's take a breather. And then next time, see if that 45, you can actually pick that up and rep with it now, or, you know, whatever it is. That's just the first number that came to my head. But every once in a while, you gotta test the water to the next heaviest weight. So many people get stuck on that rep range I was talking about earlier. And like I said with chest press, I was so stuck on those 80s, thought I couldn't do any more. And then I did those 85s, 90s, 95s, and I saw a big, for me, big increase in chest size. Because I just limited myself mentally to those 80s. Don't do that. Test the waters. If you can't do the rep, that's why I do it with one hand. Have that other hand as support if you're doing a bicep curl. If you're doing chest, do it with dumbbells. If you get stuck, again, you can just dump them. Don't get stuck on a certain rep range in that, though. Test the water. Experiment. I don't know if this is a heavy weight, but this is as much as I can load onto this, especially without breaking this little bolt. I got the 4, I think these are 10 pounds. We'll just go with 10. 4 of the little 10-pound plates, a 35, 2 45s, and that's as much as I can put on the bar. So then I throw the 20-pound weighted vest over it. So, you know, not crazy, you know, bodybuilder level weight, you know. Just what I got, but repping out with it. Take it to the max. If you're not comfortable with the heavier weights, rep out with whatever you feel comfortable. But I still think you should push yourself. Push yourself every once in a while, at least. If not every time. Go for something you can do like 3 to 4 or something like that. I don't have access to any more weight, but before I got to this point, when I was still getting up to the point of this weight, yeah, I'd go to, the last set would be like 3 to 4 with whatever the heaviest weight was that I had on here. And then by doing that, that's how I kept growing. I am feeling pretty good today, so maybe we'll do some single legs as well, depending on how this next set goes. If I'm totally dead though, I might just do a drop set with both legs. I don't know yet though. Pretty tight, but I think I might have a little bit more gas. One thing that sucks is, again, this is all like, this isn't professional equipment, so it's a little lopsided. But I'm not, yeah, it's starting to shift over again. So we'll move on to single legs, so that way I can get a full even lift, because this thing's starting to slide to the right. Again, no excuses. Suck it up. It may not be a perfect situation, depending on your equipment each day to day, whether or not you've got a little injury or whatever, pulled a muscle. Suck it up and just take it to the max, whatever that is for that specific day. Don't worry about your worry about hitting your weights, you know, that specific weight that you always hit, or the amount of reps with that weight. Don't freak out just because you couldn't, you know, oh, I couldn't get my 3 with the 315 or whatever for squat that I usually do, or whatever. Or maybe you're crazy, you do 500 or whatever. Doesn't matter. Don't go freaking out because you couldn't hit that. Each day is different. Did you get as much sleep before that workout? Is there any sort of stress on you right now? Did you get your right amount of calories, protein, any of that stuff? How heavy did you go last time? Did you absolutely destroy it and your body just hasn't healed completely yet? You know, each day is different. As long as you take each day to the max for that day, maxing out each muscle, that's all you got to do. And again, that's just something you learn by feeling. Nobody can really, you can't really measure, and I can't really explain to you taking it to the max. You just gotta, you'll figure it out. When you get that terrible cramp or whatever signal it is for you, that burning feeling, and pushing past that burn, that's the main thing. That's what taking it to the max is feeling that burn where it feels like it's just gonna rip off if you do one more rep, and then you do that one more rep, even though it feels like it's gonna come right off. You don't care, you just do it anyway. Yeah, my left leg definitely has way more power. Might also be because the squat rack, which is why I like to, even after killing my legs with the both legs, do another much lighter weight, couple sets of single leg just to even it out. Might not even go, I'm gonna go heavier weight. I was gonna say might just rep out, but I mean, come on, we all like to show off a little bit, even if it's only less than 100 pounds. Again, not gonna call myself a bodybuilder, just a guy who likes bodybuilding. Oh shit, I'm gonna need a second.
Leak-free periods and other tampons. They gently expand to fit and have a leak guard, a clean seal wrapper.
Damn hands.
Get warm.
Skip.
When Matthias started listening to reports,
Oh, come on. Where's my music?
he considered himself
Give me my theme music. If you know where that's from, it's a goated reference. If you didn't get that reference, you're not a real one. What is your point of information? Woo! Oh, it's cramping. Okay. It means it's working. That's what that means. Means it's working. Ow. Left leg has a lot more power. Definitely was leaning more towards the right on squats, and obviously, it's a pain in the ass to get the rubber bands back onto the phone. You just gotta trust me, this thing's leaning way right. Hurry up and subscribe. Give me some likes so I can upgrade this gym equipment. Tell me what I gotta do. Do I gotta start posting on TikTok and Instagram and shit? Well, actually, probably do that anyway. I guess I will have to edit. I have to turn these into YouTube shorts and TikToks and whatnot. Get this out there. Help me pursue my dream. I'm gonna guilt trip the fuck out of you guys. By the way, I realize this is my first video, so a lot of this is sarcasm. I'm not actually a jerk. Just want to get that out of the way before people... I know how violent the internet can be. I'm not actually an asshole. I just pretend to be. Maybe a little bit, but... Whoa. One more. One more. One more. There we go. That was a full rep. Woo. Oh, holy crap. Quad was twitching like crazy. I wasn't sure if it was going to go full alligator grip or if we were going to let go. Ow. Why does it hurt, Stimpy? Nerve endings. That's another reference, goated reference. There might be a lot of odd references in future videos, depending on how hyped up I am off the pre-workout. I gotta lock in. Oh, you son of a bitch. No. Oh, let go. There we go. If you're not making those noises, not doing it right. I'll be all up in my girl's ear like... Right. Time for some curls. Ooh. Maybe not. 1 second. Oh, yeah. That's the danger zone right there. No locking out those knees. Woo-hoo. If you're not walking like an 80-year-old grandpa after doing legs, you're missing out. We're gonna have to... You always have to give yourself a little extra break after doing quads. Trying to move straight on. That one almost came up. You can't move straight onto hamstrings after quads. You gotta let the blood leave the quad, because that sucker's gonna try and pull against your hamstring. And it's also, if it's really, like these are, for me at least, really inflated right now. Terrible camera angle. Terrible lighting. But that's what I want. I don't want the perfect camera angles, trying to make myself look as good as possible. Giving you guys all the real. No BS here. That's my goal. If this ends up taking off, which it probably won't, but whatever. We can dream. Keep me in check, fellas. People in the comments. No BS. That's gonna be our goal for this channel. Raw, unedited, keeping it real. But yeah, can't do hamstrings straight after quads. You gotta let the blood leave, because you got bigger quads, pushes up where you have to put your knee for the curl, and that makes it all that pressure on the edge of that quad. Freaking painful. Might as well do a quick measurement since I'm waiting. See if we got any growth. Because again, I don't measure progress by my weights or my reps. Just go by size, because that's what I'm worried about as a bodybuilding enthusiast. Worry about the mirror and the measuring tape. I don't know. Oh, you guys can't see that at all. There's not enough light. Take my word for it, 27. So, oh yeah, no, it's not gonna happen. I'm not. Again, we're not a bodybuilder. 27. It's something. Not bodybuilding territory. And I know I got more to go, because my dad was rocking, I think he said 30, 32. So, and I've seen his clothing, so I know it's not BS. So I know we still got some genetic potential left to go, and my quads are definitely pretty dominant, I'd say, in my physique, so I know I have similar genetics, so I still have a lot more to push myself, which again is another reason why I'm not worried about dieting down. I want to take myself to the end of my genetic potential before I reveal before I shed the extra power. It's not fat, it's power. It's another reference that I'm sure a majority of people didn't get. So actually, that's another thing. I haven't really been doing it because I'm talking to you guys, and normally instead of talking, I'd be flexing. And that's a big thing. I think you really should do. Don't go crazy pulling your pants down like some people, but in between each set, flex that muscle. Whatever muscle you're working out, flex it, because flexing really helps build that mind-muscle connection. And if you can fire it on command when you're flexing, that helps a lot when you're doing a rep in making sure it's on the right muscle. And it also helps a ton with definition and stamina, because you figure when you're flexing, you're holding that muscle in the contracted state, and that's a form of stamina, being able to hold it. That's why you see all those bodybuilders, a lot of them can be out of breath on stage because they got these massive muscles that you're holding in that contractive state, flexing it, and that takes stamina. So if you don't flex, if you never flex your muscles, and then you try and do like a pose down or whatever, it's gonna be hard. You got to work on that. That's not just something that happens. You got to flex, and it's like almost a form of like light cardio kind of, because you are burning a little bit of calories just by flexing, because you're keeping those muscles contracted to puff them out. So flexing is definitely important, especially you can tell after a workout, you go to flex, it's painful because you're still making those muscles work. But don't be, like even if I'm doing chest or whatever, you don't have to see the muscle, okay? You can look through the shirt and see it. You don't have to be one of those dudes taking their shirt off and looking at themselves in the mirror, and don't be one of those freaking weirdos. Keep the shirt on and just feel it. You don't even need the mirror. Just sit there and just, if it's chest day in between each, you're sitting on the bench after a good set, just sit there and feel where you're hitting it. Just sit there and play around with the range of motion. Just feel where the end of your range of motion for you is, and just get those feelings down, so that way the next set you can target it that much better, grow that much easier. Now quads are starting to calm down finally. Since this little leg extension hamstring curler is getting old and out of whack, probably not even gonna do double leg curls. Probably just go straight to, let's actually take a little bit of weight off. There we go. I'm not even gonna bother doing double legs if this thing's coming this far out of whack. I'd much rather get an even pump, even destruction. Is that even within view? Let me turn it more this way. Where does this come up? Yeah, that's more in view. Alright. First set, low rep, low weight. Because while we're doing quads, all the blood moves to the quad. So I don't want to go straight into the heavy weights as we're switching into hamstrings. I want to warm up, get the movement down, since it's been a minute since we put some effort into the hamstring. Next workout will probably be Friday, and I don't know, I don't really know how this is gonna work. I don't know if I'm gonna keep this on set days. I have been working out just every other day, but I don't really have as much time on Tuesdays and Thursdays. There's also people in the house, so I don't know how loud it would be for recording purposes. So we'll see how this works. Maybe I'll start adding an extra rest day to the weekends, and we'll just keep this a Monday, Wednesday, Friday thing. Although I'd like to do every other day, but we'll see how this goes. Might not even go with a heavier weight, to be honest. This is pretty, feeling pretty hardcore. And again, I might not be going as heavy as I normally go, but I'm taking it to the max. Even if that means just doing the same weight over and over and over again instead of going to that heavier weight. Did quite a bit of stairs and walking yesterday, so looks like the hammies are suffering a little bit. But as long as I'm still going to their max, that's all you need. This means next time though, I'm gonna kill these things. But every once in a while, if I gotta go easy on them to let them recover, that's okay. Just means next time's gonna suck. And again, we'll test the waters with add a 10 on there. See how many I can do. Again, could just be a mental thing. Getting stuck at whatever that was, 7 reps. Might have a little more gas. It was just a mental block. See? Whew. Good thing we put on the extra 10. Nice quick 4. Much better pump feeling there. Could have missed out if we didn't at least try. We are just gonna brush past that, by the way. Again, that's just biology. Sometimes you just gotta let that stuff out, man. It's perfectly natural. Look at Marcus Rule. Watch some of his Golden Era videos. Perfectly natural. Sometimes you're running a little rich, get a little backfire. Perfectly natural. Just means you got a good tune. That's all that means. It's okay to run a little bit rich. Better than running lean. In my opinion. Leg day is definitely one of those days. Such a big, each one's a big ass muscle. Takes a lot out of you. Requires a lot of calories and a lot of stamina. But just cause, oh, almost went down the wrong pipe. Just cause it sucks and it's more difficult does not mean you should skip it. I don't know why so many people skip leg day. End up with these dudes who look like an upside down buoy or something. I got this massive, huge upper and these little itty bitty stick legs. I don't know where they got the idea that that's aesthetically pleasing to look at. It just looks wrong, anatomically wrong. Train legs, get big legs. These people just look like if they go into a pool, they're just gonna flip over and drown because they got all this muscle mass up top. They got no buoyancy and they just flip over and drown because they got these little itty bitty legs flipping out of the water because they can't flip back over. Train legs. You look funny. Even if you're not getting much growth, still hit him, train him, whatever you can do. You don't have to go for these crazy record-breaking weights. If genetically you're gifted on the upper, great. Good for you. Doesn't mean you should skip lower. I mean, even if you are genetically gifted with a big lower, doesn't mean skip it. Still hit it. If you're a mass monster already and you're already on stage, you probably don't even need to listen to my help. But chances are, if you are listening, you're probably not on stage. Otherwise, I don't know why you'd be here. If you're not on stage yet, hit everything. Grow everything till its max. And then once you reach the max of your strengths, then start targeting those weaknesses. Like me, I got small calves. I still hit the rest of the leg though, even though it's outgrowing my calves proportionately. I'm not gonna stop hitting quads to let my calves catch up. I'm not that big yet. I'm just gonna hit everything. I'm just gonna hit calves more than quads. Still gonna take it to the max, but then I'm gonna go even further on my calves. Just destroy them. Force them to grow. I really like the feeling of that weight. We got a couple more sets with that. Nice middle weight, that feels great. That is not a good one. Oh, that's a classic. Watch my ass get copyright striked on the first video. course we get mad. Whatever. Oh my god. I kind of lost count. Probably got one more set. Again, don't be afraid to modify. If you want to go a little heavier so you can do less sets, less reps, and hit that failure point quicker, play around with whatever. You got to figure out what your body responds to, because nobody's the same. Everybody's, you got so many different things that can vary person to person, you know, where the insertion is at, where the origin of your muscle is, people's bone lengths, you know. Some people have long femurs, you might have a shorter femur. That might dictate how your reps look, you know. Everybody's form is different. For you, can you go all the way as far as the machine will go in terms of contraction? Or for you, is that peak pull somewhere in the middle of the machine's range of motion? Everybody's different. For you, do you stretch all the way? Do you go all the way to the bottom, lengthening your hamstring all the way? Or do you like to stay right in the middle, stay in that pump range where it's just constant tension right in the middle? Or do you want to do a little bit of both? You got to experiment and see. You know, you got to, when you experiment, you have to stick to one for a little bit, because you're not going to see instantaneous results after, like, if you try it one time. If you do one leg day where you stay in the middle of each rep, whereas normally you do full, long, complete reps. One day of changing it is not gonna, you know, you're not gonna see the actual results. It takes longer than that. But, you know, experiment, especially if you're starting out. Don't get stuck on one thing. If you've done, you've been doing high intensity training for a month or two, see what you've gotten, and play around with going heavier weights, longer rest times, you know. Play around with your training. That was the bench. I don't know if you guys heard that. That wasn't me. But you also got to keep in mind, if you're just starting from doing nothing and now you're getting into weightlifting, you can do pretty much anything. If you were doing nothing before, doing something is going to spark growth. So don't get caught up on, like, oh, I started out with whatever training method and I grew, like, right away, blah, blah, blah. You're going to grow regardless if you've been doing nothing. Later on, you'll get stuck. If you hit a plateau, start experimenting. Oh. Oh yeah. That's tight. Tight! That's another reference. I guess there's gonna be a lot of those. Maybe if this channel takes off, we have a Berserker reference compilation. It's a pretty big what if though. Probably, I don't know, maybe people will actually like this stuff. Leave a like to let me know. Plug. Am I a YouTuber now? I got the YouTuber music. Here's my controllers over there. I'm not getting up. It's definitely starting to settle in. That might have been the last set because I'm struggling to find a comfortable position now, which is a good sign. It means I definitely destroyed it. Actually, speaking of which, I've heard some bodybuilders, you know, they talk about stimulate, don't annihilate. That's like a saying. I think for most people, you don't have to worry about that. Your muscles have a lot more in them than you think they do. Your body will give you so many different warnings and red flags before you actually start causing like damage instead of just stimulation. You can take it so damn far you have no idea. For most people, I would not worry about, I think I've been overtraining and this and that. Probably not. If anything, you probably haven't been getting enough sleep, or you haven't been getting your protein in, and that's probably why you've seen a stunt in progress, not because you're overtraining. When I was seeing a lot of growth and getting my biggest, I was doing upper lower, and each upper day would be, well, how long have we been now? Brett? Yeah, so I would be down here for like 5 hours. And so many people, I would tell people this. And because of my physique and whatnot, I'm not the biggest guy. You know, I'm 195 right now. I'm not hugely muscled, I'm decent. And I tell them that I work out for 5 hours. And they'd be like, there's no way, what? Like, it doesn't take that long for upper lower. I do upper lower. If you're doing full on upper, and this was actually working pretty well for me, but I was also getting really fat because I could only do it, you know, I was working out 2 days a week because you need a lot of time to recover if you're doing a real upper lower, or at least my version of a real upper lower. Oh man, I don't know if I can do that set. But you figure upper, I'd always go with do all the torso muscles and then work my way out, you know, start with the chest, the back, then go to my shoulders, then go down to the biceps, the triceps, and then the forearms. And traps I would do last just because that's like such a strong muscle, you know, it carries everything all day long, carries your freaking arms the whole day. It's just like calves. It's so resistant. I'm not worried about not having enough strength to hit it last. You can always hit traps whenever. They're so resistant. But anyways, if you're doing a full-on upper day, what did I do? I think I started off with back. So back, a couple sets of pull-ups, V-bar pull-ups, lat pull-downs, cable row, dumbbell row. That's back. That's that takes a while. That's a lot of different movements. But if I'm gonna actually do the whole upper body, well, that's what I need to hit the back. Now I move on to chest, flat bench, all the uppers. You know, the first incline, second incline, third incline, because there's all different parts of the chest. That's most of the chest. I do dips to get the lower chest. Maybe some flies. Flies I didn't always do flies when I was doing upper lower. That was kind of like if that was like a finisher. If I still had some juice left, do that. Then you got to move on to shoulders, lateral raises, shoulder press, rear delt. That's shoulders. Then biceps, normal supinated curl, hammer curl, the twist ones where you twist on your way up, reverse grip. That's biceps. Triceps, skull crushers, behind the head extensions, whatever the thing is where you push downs, tricep push downs. That's triceps. Forearm curls, supinated, and whatever the other one's called, the opposite of supinated. And then traps. That's upper day. I don't know how people hit every single muscle on their upper lower split in 2 hours. That's not happening. Not, at least if you want to hit it good, you're not hitting it in 2 hours. And again, I guess maybe everybody's different, so maybe they can do like this tiny bit for each muscle and it works for them. But for me, I got to beat the crap out of each little thing in every form if I want to see some growth. Because when I just did, sometimes when I was starting out, it would just be like one type of bench, one type of shoulder thing, one or two things for biceps and triceps and whatnot. That doesn't work for me. I got to hit each part if I want to see that part to actually grow. If I don't hit each part individually, it's not going to grow. I can't just hit one shoulder exercise and see shoulder growth. I'm only going to see one part of the shoulder grow. You got to target that rear delt. You got to target that side delt. You got to target that front delt. Chest, if I was only doing dips, I'm going to see mostly lower growth and some top. Dips, that's actually a pretty bad example. Dips are pretty crazy. That's a great chest builder. But for upper, you got to target the upper. All the different variations of upper. You don't see growth, in my opinion. You're not going to see growth unless you target each part of that upper. And then you'll get, I don't have a crazy full chest. I'm not that genetically gifted, but there's a, whatever that is, like a something degree angle. And that's from targeting each part individually. Oh yeah, I'm definitely cramping up now. I don't think, yeah, those are like, when you get the string bean feeling on those hamstrings, maybe you're done. Don't want to break it. Normally I would do some, what do you call it? RDLs. But I'm getting that string bean feeling already, probably because I'm taking too much time talking to the camera. All that lactic acid is starting to set in. But it's good enough. Now we're gonna move on to single leg calf raises. And this is my genetic weak point. So I've been experimenting with a lot of different calf exercises, trying to figure out how I can make these things grow. And I found that very lightweight single leg calf raise, that's been helping me lately. I was going crazy with like as much as I squat, the same weights that I squat on double leg calf raise, but they're just so goddamn resistant. You gotta put them in like the weakest position you can find. For me, if you have stubborn calves, anybody else with small calves out there, figure out like what is the most painful position and do that, because they're so goddamn resistant. Another thing that I've found is when I'm doing my calf raise, I'm focusing on pushing with my big toe. Because for me, my calf shape, it's I don't have the inner calf, like the medial calf part. The lateral seems to have, there's a little bit of like that corner shape that I've started getting, but I don't have that inner side. Not much mass there, and I feel it a lot more if you push with your big toe. Still, you know, definitely not happy with where they're at, but that means if you've got anything like genetic weak point like that, usually that means that it's actually one of your stronger muscles, because it's that much more resistant to grow. Like I said, I'm able to rep out with these heavy weights, but I wasn't seeing growth. And I've only seen a little bit more, because again, they're just so goddamn stubborn. But I have seen a little bit more growth doing the single leg, putting it as terrible of position as possible just to destroy it. Targeting it as much as possible. And that's the only way to get them to grow, because they're just so damn stubborn. They carry your whole body weight all day long. So that's why they're so resistant to growth. And again, with the hands, just using that to steady yourself. Not pulling with my hands. I just want to make sure I can keep it centered on the calf. Don't cheat yourself and pull on the way up. Make sure all the weight's on the calf. Just using that so you don't fall over. Shouldn't have done that. Ugh. Another thing you can experiment with when you're at the bottom of your calf raise rep, bend your knee a little bit so that way you can get a little bit better stretch at the bottom, so you can get your toe up towards the air a little more. And then at the top, like, straighten up your knee to get more of a stretch. Or you can even keep your knee a little bit bent the entire time, even at the top of the rep. You gotta kind of play around with it, because calf shape varies quite a lot. If you just look at bodybuilders in general, everybody has, like, some people have longer calves, some people have these really uptight, like, just wide but short calf. And it kind of dictates where your knee, how bent it should be if you want to hit it really good. So that's another thing to experiment with while you're playing around with everything else. See where you want to keep your knee and where you feel it more, depending on knee bent the whole way or not that much. But relaxed position, like position it like that. Yeah, that's about. Play around with it from like anywhere to there or more straight. I wouldn't go bending it crazy. You know, just a little relaxed bend, you know. There's a little bit of bend here. Any more than that, I think you're starting to lose. I think that's taking it off the calf, if anything. But yeah, I'd say that helps me a lot. At the bottom of the rep, bend my knee so I can stretch, you know, I can bring my toes up a little more and stretch out that calf. And also sit for a second, like the way I'm doing it. You give a second at the bottom of the rep to settle into it, and then at the top, I'm holding that contracted position for a little bit. That seems to help. Again, not seeing any market growth lately. It's such a stubborn muscle, but I've also started hitting it 2 times a week. I might even up it to 3 times a week if it's gonna keep refusing to grow. Actually, forgot about my vest. Let's get a little extra weight. Not a ton, just 20 pounds. But when you're doing single leg, 20 pounds can be a lot. That's not right. Just backwards? No, this is right. There we go. I'm just so massive, it doesn't fit anymore. I'm gonna cramp. I guess another thing I'm also doing, I slowly settle into the bottom of the rep, and then I kind of punch up, hold it, slowly settle into the bottom, hold it, punch up. Seems to feel a little more natural. They just refuse to grow. Stubborn little fuckers. Why won't you grow? Puny calf. Well, you suck it up and you keep doing it. They'll grow eventually. You just gotta beat the crap out of them. Look at Arnold. Arnold had small calves, and they made fun of him for it. And then look what happened. Frickin' maybe some of the best calves on stage. There's a lot of contenders for that, but pretty pretty good calf. Granted, not everybody's gonna have those genetics or the getting paid to work out for a living, access to all the food that you need and everything else. You know, that's also a pretty big deal. Getting that kind of size, it's a lot of money on food and the PEDs as well. That helps quite a bit, but mainly the diet of a bodybuilder, getting in all that food, that's expensive. All that non-processed stuff, real meat, real protein, that's quite a bit of money. Don't let that discourage you though. Still, keep going down to the gym. Put in that effort. You might not make it to the stage, but you don't know unless you try. Just take it as far as you can take it. That's all I'd say. Since I'm starting to run out of strength, that last set's just getting the pump, not focusing on the stretch. Since I'm running out of strength, it's 20 pounds, it's starting to feel like 100. And now, drop set, take the weight off, focus back up on the stretch again. Yeah, it's not enough. Need more.
The countdown to School Year's Eve is here. Prepare your face for the biggest day of the year.
There are crushes. And then there's us. The real thing. The Nelly Cashmere. He is a cashmere body wash.
Contemporary design pairs nicely with flexibility.
Oh, wow.
Plus, the performance fabric features weavers and shop Mod Max and Combo Fashion.
Oh man. Wow. You can absolutely destroy them like this, and then they just still refuse to grow after all that. And like now, running out of strength, especially since I've been working out for 2 hours now. So we're running out of calories to use. Running out of strength. Now I'll switch to 2 legs and finish off with both legs to absolutely kill him. And this is one of the only muscles, if you have stubborn calves, you got to hit him more than just on leg day. Like I might hit him like 2 or 3 days from now again. Because I work out every other day, 3 different types of working out. Push, pull, legs. Not in that order exactly, but. So I'll hit him again maybe on a push day or on an off day. And I'll do it the same way, you know, single leg, rep out, then both legs. Because if they're really stubborn for you, chances are they probably recover way quicker than the rest of your upper leg. So you got to hit them again. Don't let them take a break and dwindle back down. Keep puffing them up, getting some blood flow in there. And when I do it with both legs, I'm just gonna rep out because I want to get that pump, and then I'll switch back to a set of single leg, double leg again until I can't do anything. Oh, that gets the burn. You got a muscle that won't grow, it just means you got to spend that much more time on it. And really find whatever puts it in the weakest position so you can demolish it. A little cheat there with the arms, because that last 2, oh yeah, had to fight for those last 2. Oh man, I'm really starting to cramp up now. That's the sign. Ah. Once your calves, once it feels like your skin is starting to tear, that's the signal. That means we've hit the, oh yeah. That means you hit the point. That's always what I go for. Once it feels like a, god damn, this light. I'm trying to save you guys from the glare. Can't save you. There we go. Keep my head in front of it. Once you get to that point where it feels like, I don't know if it is shin splints. I used to run a lot, but it's been a while since I ran. But that skin tear feeling, it feels like your calf is so inflated, it's gonna rip your skin. That's what we're looking for. That's what I want each time I do calf raises. I go to that point. And my dad has I don't have my dad's genetics in calves, but he has really big calves, or like well defined. I guess like if you look at bodybuilders, they have these freaking, for a natural person, he's got pretty big calves. And that's what he's always done. He goes to that point where it feels like the skin's gonna tear. So that's what I go to. That's what I base my workout off. I don't go off reps or amount of sets or weight. I'm not gonna stop at a certain amount of reps or whatever, because I'm like, oh man, I've already done like 100, but I still, like, I guess I'm okay. I've done 100. If I have to do 200 or whatever, I'm gonna go until the calf feels like it's ripping through the skin. That's just for calves, not for legs. For legs, you go until they, like, that weak feeling where it's like, if I do one more rep, I feel like my tendon might rip off. That's where I take legs. I don't go to the skin tear feeling on legs. I've never gotten to that feeling. I think it's just way different on the calf muscle. I think you have less, depending on, I guess, your body comp, there's like less fat down there and less skin. So I guess when you get a calf pump, it really stretches out the skin, and it feels freaking painful. For legs, I go to that point where on hamstrings, you have those two tendons behind your knee. Once those feel like string beans are about to rip off, there you go. That's good enough for hamstrings. For quads, it gets to the point where at the top of the rep, so there's like an alligator clamping down on the top of your knee. Okay, that's the signal for quads. That's the only way I can explain it. I don't go to a set, I'm not gonna try and tell you like, oh, do a medium weight first, and then like this amount of sets, this amount of reps. I'm not even gonna give you a rep range. You gotta go by feeling. And the only way to build that feeling is just like playing around with it. Another thing you can do, if you're a newbie, and it's a new exercise that you haven't done before, rep out with a lighter weight. Just rep out until like, it feels like it's gonna fall off. And if you go to the max, giving yourself enough break to rep out again, and just repping out as much as possible, that muscle, that thing will be tender. And then you'll know what you're hitting, what the feeling that you're searching for is. And it'll be a safe way to do it. And you'll know if it was a good leg workout. Afterwards, you should not be able to move. Like right now, there's a reason why I'm talking and not moving. Because my quad has hit the lockup point. It's wondering where the fuck the protein is. Because it's in pain. and it wants to fix itself. So that's going to be the end of the workout. Probably more talking than I should have had, so 2 hours, 20 minutes. Probably could have cut 20 minutes out, but you guys distracted me. It's all your fault. I'll see if I upload this the same day. Today's, what is it? Today's Wednesday. See if I can get this uploaded same day. Whether or not I have to... Actually, no. I'm not going to edit anything. I'm going to give you guys a full thing. No BS, no. You know exactly how long I rest. Everything's there. No bullshit. Not because I don't want to edit 2 hours worth of footage, but because I care about you guys. I want to give you guys the full experience. Not because I'm lazy. And, I don't know, whatever the YouTuber shit is. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment. I don't know. See you guys Friday. Friday's gonna be pull day, back. So back and biceps and traps and forearms. I guess I'll see you guys Friday. Peace.